Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rachel. After spending a couple of weeks camping in Iceland, I decided I should make a little tip video for camping in Iceland. If you plan on renting a camper van or even going tent camping, this video is going to help you with some of the rules, what to expect from campgrounds, prices, and pretty much everything you need to know to have an awesome camping trip in Iceland. So I'm just gonna kind of hop right into it. First, I'm going to talk about the different types of camping. First of all, you can do tent camping, which is going to be cheaper, but it's not going to be as comfortable. And obviously you're going to be in a tent, so you're going to be a little bit more affected by the weather. So rain, wind especially. There were some nights even in our camper van where we were rocking because of the wind, and I can't imagine being in a tent during that kind of weather. So kind of take that with a grain of salt if you plan on doing a tent. It is, like I said, a cheaper option though, and especially in Iceland where it's already pretty expensive to travel, it might be the only option for you, in which case go for it. It's definitely going to be an adventure. And then you can also rent a camper van, which is what my dad and I did. We rented through Go Campers and we got their smallest, cheapest van just because it was the two of us and we wanted to save money. It was pretty comfortable, but there wasn't a ton of room. The downside of camper vans is that they are more expensive, but the upsides kind of outweigh that in a lot of aspects because they are safer. You do have more room, not only for yourself, but all of your things, your luggage and all of that. And then you are also going to have more supplies that come with a camper van. You do have to pay extra for some supplies, but there are a lot of things like sleeping bags and all of that that come with the van. And then you can pay extra for things like Wi-Fi, charging devices, but all like the kitchen stuff comes with it. So that's really helpful. I don't know with tent rentals what kind of comes with that, because like I said, we didn't do that. So yeah, this video is a little bit more specific to camper vans, but I'm sure you can get a lot of stuff with tents as well. Camper vans are really popular in Iceland, and so there are a lot of companies that rent them out. Like I said, we went with Go Campers just because that was the cheapest option I could find, and they were great. It was a great van, and we got the smallest one, but some of their bigger ones could probably be more accommodating to more people, or if you just want more room. Some other companies that we saw a lot of on the road and at campsites were Happy Campers, Camp Easy, Cozy Campers, Cuckoo Campers. There's a ton of more options, so just kind of shop around, look at the different prices and van sizes and all of that, and then you can kind of figure out what you want. You can also rent just a car and do car camping and sleep in the car, which is an option, or there are some camper cars as well that I've seen. So like I said, just kind of look around. There's a ton of options for camping in Iceland. All right, now I'm going to go over some important rules, laws that you need to know about when you camp in Iceland. First of all, and this is really important, you're not allowed to do wild camping or boondocking or anything like that. You have to camp in a designated campground. So just kind of look for a campground. There's a ton of campgrounds in Iceland, especially around the Ring Road area and the more popular spots. There are websites that you can go to that show all of them. I used Google Maps a lot and just kind of went to wherever I wanted to kind of sleep for that night and just search campgrounds, and then I would look at reviews and kind of choose which campground I wanted based on that. So really there's no excuse for wild camping when there are so many campgrounds around. You do have to pay for them, of course, and I'll get into the prices later when I'm talking more in depth about campgrounds. But overall, they are pretty cheap, definitely cheaper than staying at a hotel or an Airbnb or anything like that, which is why camping is so great, because not only is it like an adventure camping in Iceland, but also it does help to save money. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but the next rule to talk about is that you can't do campfires in Iceland. You can't burn wood or anything like that. The only way to have a fire is if it's on a propane thing. So it's not really like a fire, but a propane cooker is how you can cook. You can't do campfires or anything like that. There aren't very many trees in Iceland, and it's also just to help with the ecosystem, to protect everything without doing like wildfires or anything. So keep that in mind. You're not going to be roasting s'mores over an open flame or anything. And then, of course, when you camp or visit any wild place like Iceland, you have to leave no trace, which basically means take only photographs, leave only footprints. You do not want to litter. Do not go to the bathroom in the middle of nowhere and leave your feces and trash. That's a huge problem in Iceland, and locals hate it. It's bad for the environment. Just don't do it. Look for a restroom before you go on a hike, and just make sure you do it properly. If there is an emergency and you do have to use the restroom, make sure you cover it all up and take all trash with you. But for the most part, try to avoid this. Don't go on people's property. Don't go to the bathroom in a ditch or anything like that. Always pack everything out. So yeah, there's a Facebook page called, I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's like Idiots in Iceland, something like that. And you do not want to have your photo on there. So just make smart decisions while camping. Leave no trace. Don't trespass or do anything like that. All right, now I'm going to go in depth about campgrounds, everything you need to know about campgrounds in Iceland so that you are ready and know what to expect. First of all, like I said earlier, there's a ton of campgrounds, but they all kind of vary. Some are more remote and might not have a lot of amenities, whereas some closer to the ring road and in cities like Vic have a lot more amenities close by, so you can take advantage of that. Most of the campsites are just open fields. Like I said, it's because there's not a lot of woodland in Iceland. We did find a couple that had trees and stuff, but for the most part, the campground is going to be an open field, and you pretty much just park wherever you can. When you arrive, you will pay at either a little office, or sometimes there's a person walking around in the smaller sites, and you can pay them. It's going to be usually $10 to $20 per person per night, depending on where you are. The more popular, bigger campsites are going to be more expensive, so just keep that in mind while you are looking for a campsite. And then you can also pay extra for electric hookups if you have that kind of RV or something that needs an electric hookup. You can also look into buying the camping card that they have for Iceland, which is a set price for the card, and then you can use it at a certain amount of participating campgrounds. We didn't use it, but if you want to maybe possibly save money depending on how long you're in Iceland, you can look into that option. Otherwise, you are going to have to pay each time you stay at a place. The great thing about campgrounds in Iceland is that there's no reservation needed. You don't have to book in advance. You just show up, and you can pretty much show up whenever. There were a couple of times we didn't end up at a campsite until like midnight, 1 in the morning, and we just found a place to park, and then we paid in the morning. Make sure you actually pay in the morning if you do this, and not just leave without paying. A lot of people rely on tourism in Iceland, so you don't want to be one of those people that just kind of comes in and then leaves as soon as you can. And sometimes they will walk the campsite and put a little note in your windshield so you can pay in the morning. Usually, along with the open field at the campground, there were usually some facilities as well. Bathrooms, showers, laundry, a communal kitchen. It just kind of depends on where you are staying. Some just have just a restroom. All the ones we stayed at had showers as well. So I think most of them do have showers. Whether you have to pay extra for showers though, kind of depends. Again, there was only one campsite, the one in Vic, where showers were not included in the price and you had to pay extra, and it was, I think, 300 krona for a shower, and it was timed. I don't remember, I think it was 4 minutes or something. And I was gonna go, but then I found out it was a big communal shower, and I was like, nope. It was separated by women and men, but I just wasn't down for that. All the other campgrounds that we stayed, showers were included in the price, and they're all really nice private showers. I do recommend bringing like flip-flops or something for the shower, which is something I didn't think of to bring. So some of the showers, the ground at least, you know, someone was just in there and it wasn't super fresh. So I definitely suggest bringing some kind of shower shoe, and something like a little tote to bring with all your things in it would definitely help too. Some of them didn't have like hooks or anything and were basically just a shower head and maybe one hook or something like that. If there's laundry, that's also usually an extra fee. We did laundry at the campground at Skaftafell in a national park, and it was included in the price, which was pretty awesome, but we did have to wait in line for a really long time to use the washer and dryer because there was only one washer and one dryer. So we waited a few hours for our turn to use it, but like I said, it was free, and it was also a rainy day, so it was kind of just a chill day to do laundry and sit around because we didn't do anything else that day pretty much. Okay, so that's everything for the most part that you need to know for camping in Iceland from the campgrounds and the laws. If you have any comments, questions, or other tips, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you very much. And also like this video and subscribe. After this, I have one more tip video for Iceland that I plan on making unless someone else comes up with a good subject. And after that, we are going to move on to some other travel content. I'm so excited to share my other travel with you for this year. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. See you next time. Bye.